How about that? How about that? How about that? Everything we talk about, ill intent, violence, physicality, execution, the will to win. Just win, David.
You are now about to witness the strength of Street.
What's up, Nation? Ralf in the building, and welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Nation. 100% Raiders, no Chargers, no Chiefs, no Broncos, just Raiders, baby. And of course, a little bit of NFL, college football, soccer when it comes to off-season, because this is the podcast of the people, the podcast without filter, without barriers, without everything, without barriers. And yes, it is, because Rafael Chassin, as known as el Capitán Rafucho, is going to bring you the breaking news, stats, analysis, and of course, the heatest debate, not only on my channel, YouTube, but of course, in the other social media, which is X, Instagram, on this podcast, which is Straight Outta Nation. We're talking about like unbiased football, and of course, a lot of things that are about for the Raiders coming out there in season, off season, because there's no holding back, ladies and gentlemen. There is no holding back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after 1 week, which has witnessed about like almost there to get in a close victory, but no cigars, between Las Vegas Raiders versus Kansas City Chiefs, and then the whole shit became true. Yep. It then become like the worst nightmare that became through their whole history, because that's gonna be like so dramatic. But here's the first topic, ladies and gentlemen. So right now we're going to the winners and the losers between for Las Vegas Raiders versus Kansas City Chiefs on the Black Friday, which is last week after Thanksgiving. Yes, it is. So we got it there. Winners or losers. And we're going to put the music right there. Let's see what we got. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we have a lot of chance to get upset against the Chiefs in Kansas City. But it was like the last second blunder cost, but in like 1917 defeat for Las Vegas. And thanks to who? A field goal. Because if they had like a field goal to Daniel Carson, it will be a lot different. A lot different at all. So we had like a miscue ruined like a spirit effort on national television. Maybe international. Because it seems that they're just getting through at this one. So first and foremost, we got to call out a loser, which is the center, Jackson Powers Johnson. Now, what I'm going to dare for the losers at the first week. So they gotta wait like really first because many perform well with this one. But the blunder at the game, it wasn't like all Powers Johnson fault, including Dylan Parham. Because they tap penalty at the knee, typically like at a sign of snap the ball, and they almost dare to like to clinch it at all. Because after the game, Eden O'Connor provided clarity on the fumble. He clapped the snap too early, putting out the wheels in the motion on Powers Johnson, but clearly it was just like an awful look for the two linemen. I mean, that coach could have had like a field goal right at the run into the third down play at all. And he was saying that he planned to throw the ball, then wasted a few seconds before trying to win for the kicker Daniel Carson on the fourth down. And of course, there's like another one because there's three losers coming up there between Jackson Powers Johnson, Dylan Parham, and Daniel Carson. Because he was rough. Like an opportunity to make it like a 3 missed field goals. Because there were like a long attempts, ladies and gentlemen, because it seems that before like a late fumble, it became like something awful. It became something awful. Right now, not only we talking about like Daniel Carson, where we became like an awful performance. I mean, can you believe that? I mean, 3 missed goals opportunities. I mean, that can't be like real light. That can't be right. That can't be. But also, here's another loser coming up there. Colton Miller. Now, not only we talking about like the one lone miss of Carson after a sack surrendered by offensive tackle Colton Miller. I mean, the play result like a loss. At 15 yards in a row, like a spectacular one-handed catch for the tight end Brock Bowers earlier on the drive. Could be like anything right. I mean, the offensive tackle, he needs to get him the ball like more in the speed, more to go to stamina. I mean, more improvement. But it seems that the Colton Miller never hears, but it becomes like the offensive coordinator and the coach advise the playbook, but it seems that it was like a 2 enough of this. He has to bear 2 enough. But here we are. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So after we deal like the losers between Jackson Powers Johnson, Dylan Parham, Colton Miller, and Daniel Carson, we're about to bring those winners. Because whoever takes everything, winner, chicken dinner. All right, so the first winner is going to be Eden O'Connor. Because a lot of people say that Eden O'Connor should be like a starter. But guess what? I mean, if you saw between for like Eden O'Connor should be started since day one, I mean, they just messed up. Because that starter from the beginning of the quarterback since week 1, it should be Eden O'Connor, not Gardner Minshew. But who knows why? And he returned from the injury for a short week, and he balled out. He just finished with 340 passing yards and 2 touchdowns, completing 23 out of 35 attempts. And he provided a glimpse of what the offense should have become at this year, and the starter didn't get injured. I mean, that part of the last second fumble is a very definitely downer for O'Connor. But he played exceptionally overall. But it still got a more impressed to all. Because after the whole disaster when it comes to Gardner Minshew, because remember the last time that I was talking about like a deja vu? Because since Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler became like the head coach and general manager for the season 2022, 2023, well, that was 2023, 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Because they had Jimmy Garoppolo on their hands. And then he was kicked out, and then he was replaced by Eden O'Connor. But I think the only reason that why Eden O'Connor should be like a great choice, but he should be like a really the starter since day one. Because he needs to begin involved like in more of this. Because if we need to succeed, I mean, there are some veteran quarterbacks who made like a great job, but some of them doesn't. Some of them doesn't. They doesn't at all. Yep. Also, we got another winner coming up through, which is Brock Bowers. Now, let's talk about like Brock Bowers, shall we? I mean, he took a look at advantage for the national stage and he turned out in a spectacular performance. 33-yard touchdown reception. He came after an impressive one-handed catch right before. He ended up like 140 receiving yards, catching 10 of 14 targets. Yep. Everyone that didn't know about it, they gotta feed him well. Remember the catchphrase of right back, feed me more. But right now it seems that Brock Bowers is a new slogan to say, feed me more to the house. Yes, indeed. But I think that Brock Bowers' talent is very exceptional. And a lot of people thought that drafting a tight end could be like something that doesn't make any sense. Because if you remember the last time in the draft 2023, when we just drafted Michael Mayer as a tight end, I mean, we have no clue at all. But drafting a tight end in the first round of the NFL draft 2024, that was like the biggest reaction that we just can't feel it. That we just came like emotional to us. And listen to this. Because what I would say about like Brock Bowers, a generational talent. Yep, a generational talent that they just wanted to see him for a while. I mean, he's right now is in the good company. A good company. Because look at this one. He also is in the top 5 receiving yards. Because the number 1 is Jamar Chase with more than 1,142 yards. At the second place, they have Justin Jefferson. Number 3, they have Terry McLaurin. Number 4 is Brock Bowers. And number 5, they got CeeDee Lamb. Coincidence, huh? Because it makes any sense. Because it's very uncommon that the tight ends go into the top 10 and everybody's getting the fresh. Everyone's going to be really fresh. Because on that draft, if we didn't take like a half great tackle prospects, they would have taken it like much sooner. I mean, when you look at how the draft played, it makes a lot of, to be honest. 6 quarterback taken, and nobody who took the wide receivers or tackles went out of the spot. So they just fell off the laps. They fell out. I mean, one of the few times we had to be envious of the guys drafted after the pick was made. We're hoping some good moves going up for the offseason. But I think that we just see between for like the highlights, the performances, and of course the film study of college football. He was on Georgia Bulldogs. If you have watching the game, basically I see this guy is gonna make a play. That was Bowers in almost every Bulldogs game. Honestly, I mean, I always look for that man, for that dude. Whatever they need a big play that they came through. He was so reliable. That's part of the reason that I didn't have much faith on Samir White. That's no excuse. I mean, Zeus got no bishop. But Bowers, he was really legit. Because this is why it is going to be really headed. And a lot of persons that just want to suspect like running back or a quarterback before the draft came in. I mean, there are not enough good ones. And the bottom feeding teams, including us, suck at the ball with them. Second and third round quarterbacks, they're likely like, then in the past, with such a diamond in the rough, Brady, but those are really studied from tooth and nail from middle school. And it makes like everything great. Just like spectacular. Because check this out. Between a tight end plus run on quarterbacks drafted plus established quarterback needing line help, we get him a slam dunk. There is no doubt. I mean, we got the first one since Khalil Mack. Now, just like the Legos, we need to build it up. We need to build it up. I mean, that's making it everything could happen. But who cares? I'm very glad that they didn't miss him here. I mean, in fact, there was like the biggest reach. And just imagine, because having like a fantastic tight end is a real luxury. Good quarterback or tackle is absolute necessity because they've been enriched about 12 teams. It has sort of that. And of course, not only about that, he's the offensive rookie of the month. Solid contender for the rookie of the year. He has shown up the goal potential of the rookie season. Because I know he's been absolutely insane. Because he has the best in the entire position. And none other rookie is anywhere near for the best position. Because I don't give a fuck whether the quarterback is more valuable position. To me, the rookie of the year is the best for the rookie has been Brock Bowers on a line side. I mean, it's getting crazy up there. Crazy. He's going to be like an all-pro and rookie by the end of the season. But it's not going to be as surprising anymore. Because if you watch Georgia Bulldogs, when he was there, he was on a different level of those teams. I mean, that should be like everything. He's like a fucking stud. And the stats in itself is already amazing. And in fact, he's putting like it off these for the numbers with Eddie the corner, throwing the ball, wing shoot, Raider. I mean, I don't blame for throwing like this earlier. But he's definitely good. Definitely good. Just like the song Kendrick Lamar. He's not like us. And he is great. Pretty much impressive at all. But I would love to keep continuing. Exactly. All right, so I just wanted to say shout out to all those persons that came here. Solo the Raider, how's it going? Salute to you, Solo the Raider. Also, we sporting as known as Nico. Salute to you, Nico. All right, so here's another two winners that we're just talking about it. Trey Tucker. He forced a 3-and-out Kansas City after a touchdown. The offense responded like a 58-yard touchdown. Because that gave it like a 16 lead as a fourth quarter began. And another winner. Taking him off then right for Amir Abdullah. And no, it's not Sincere McCormick. It's not Alexander Madison. It was Amir Abdullah. Because he was like relevant in the timely kickoff return because they haven't fallen 16-3 before Abdullah ran to the kickback 68 yards to the 26 yards. But they ran to the ball very impressive about like last week. And they just couldn't get in enough of that. They just can't. And of course they got another win, which is not definitely low chemistry. Scott Turner. He outgained the game by getting up 434 yards compared to 329 from Kansas City. Because he deserved like much of the go for the credit. Especially he quickly adapted to a kind of skill set after the injury to the quarterback returning for the last week. And he knows that he wants to get involved a lot of this. He needs to get involved. And it seems that, Scott Turner, I mean, that dude like to deserve like anything could happen. I mean, they deserve like, maybe like a lot of the credit. But, I mean, if you see like more getting involved, like the play calling, I mean, they're going to be like a great spark to anything. Anything could happen. But it might be like the ed factor. I mean, look at it this way. Ed and kind of look it up there. Moving just not enough, not panicking, throwing good balls. And he was like super poised in the pocket in those tight game situations. And they actually looked better more than ever see him because the long ball was right on. Because whatever happens, I mean, he helped Kano to keep his composure quickly. And they just have like the first time of this year, unless if we can get like a coach, I'm cool with that. Because I understand that, well, I'm not saying that I don't like Antonio Pierce, but it seems that between Scott Turner and Antonio Pierce, I mean, one, he's got the right. But it seems that the another one, which is, well, Antonio Pierce, it doesn't seem like the It factor, but it comes like over that season, came far. Because if you know those things come full circle, and I think the old school that North Turner did back in this day is working because they so called debated DC's rebanning like the will on defense. I mean, defensive players are running back to the sidelines. Confusing and saying, I never saw that one before. Like those youngsters up there, they're saying like a good something, like that's pretty tight. And whatever this in the made 10 years before I was lucky, I mean, he's getting better than Getsy. Because if we go to like a different direction, I don't think they're gonna have the Turners. I mean, new coach means new staff. But he's calling players ready to watch the game like it's next team. Thank God they let it like the look at it's all about. But the beginning row up there, not only for tight end, but also for I mean, it seems like really a lot. He hadn't got a lot. But it's not gonna be like really much. Maybe he's gonna call up all the teams. But I'm guessing Rafa is brilliant. Only for that one of the if you make that that's the way that's the way. All right, so we're ending for the season. So we're ending for the section called winners and losers. Right now, we were talking about like the game like three. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is gonna be like so exciting that we don't know how in the hell. Because remember the last time we just see that they oh, this is the thing and the controversy. But it seems that I wouldn't doubt that everything. Because if you remember, you know. Because the last time they was played, it was in the Super Bowl with Bill Callahan and John Gruden. John Gruden was the coach of Canada, and Bill Callahan was the coach of the Raiders. And those teams are getting like really hitting the wars, but they go to layers because it feels like a throwback to the Super Bowl 37. Because it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen at all. Because during the 2002, they have running back to the same team and the same personnel and dominate the regular season and rolled out. And it wasn't not going to kill before because everyone was super locked in beside the game. They could have handed it to like a Steve Bender. They told the game, you can't handle it. Of course, it would happen. It would happen with the team. It would happen at all. But who knows? Who knows? It's gonna be like a real. And they wanted to take it out anything because this is very fair. I mean, Beginners are running high for they're gonna make it out of three. Probably, probably into the hand of the business, for example. Because you will have to finally erase like like things like content. Maybe yes, maybe no. Because it seems that they have to keep scoring points. Yes. Because if they want to have to please everything, and how are they gonna win this game? Probably because I know there are some fans that are gonna do like a thankathon or something. But I know the last week some of the listeners as it has really sacked 4 times. It's the same that endurance result. 2 interceptions, the worst passing rating this season contained. But it was like really over into the sackers. That's really happened. Because right now we seem that it is getting like the opportunity to break the streak. Breaking the streak of most losses. Yep. And here's the thing. You gotta feel it out. Mike Evans. That's good. It's he has an opening like a first rush ball more than the yep. And over the last 2 games, I mean, he has like 337 yards. And it seems like it's a back-to-back games. We need like the first group is Miles Sanders. But I mean, if you see like a Lamar connect up to like both teams, if they have some good. Yep. You want to see like reliable or something like that. Probably it could happen. It could happen, right? If whatever happened to both like very part of the play together, like the rest of the pack. Never like the offense. Never did look here they had an Urban, White, Parker, these people were like really worth it at all. But it seems that we gotta take care of those receiver, the running back, including the coaching, which is tremendously getting it right. Yep. Right. And to be honest, I mean, that should be like a really for everything. And to be honest, it seems that we have the most we have it the most working. But it seems that if they wanted to maintain running out like the more points, that should be really happy. That should be like a really happy at all. But it seems that they gotta really hope it is. Really hope it at all. Really. I mean, if we wanted to keep like a lot of competition there, for example, the offense, defense, team, that should be like really happy. But it seems that if they want to put in there, they just want to get like up there. Mm-hmm. Because you know what it is really? If we want to get more than a power tight end, wide receiver, and running back, we want to get more to do. or fit at all. And they wanted to see like it ahead of them for a failure. Not at all. But I mean, they didn't really like it really at all. But we just wanted to get it like more work, not on the field. But there are some persons that just wanted to get involved with some requirements and everything. But think of the whole situation of the wide also the medicine being involved in it. They get like a very important role. I mean, it was like one of those days that you ever have been like, pretty much good, but the only downside of the side is it wasn't like the card. We carried into the and it was going to want to fight it. And how did it really like really change? Probably yes, probably no. But after that, I just saw what it was something very important to check this out. All right, so they Hobbs, Alexander Madison, their wife, paramedic, and Justin Porter, which was a top sport Wednesday, now part, and Hobbs, and their wife. Alexander Madison has limited practice, paramedic, and Justin Porter, they have full practice. Actually, I mean, it's going to be like a lot of more difficult. But sometimes you have like a bad feeling. We finished like at a 3-4. It's probably like it. It's as bad. 100%. They really think they'll rally around for like shit in the bed that'll finish like mess and everything. But we're still having a pretty good game. I mean, they played like a bad. The Ops is still bottom, and we only scored 17 points. And Given is still begging it off, playing at it because we might be not like enough for another competition, but it seems that it feels like not good enough. Hey, how's it going, Upper Cafe Raiders? Good morning to the world to you. Sorry I was late. I was doing editing. Your audio is kind of cleared out. Oh, yes, that's why that I was like, I want to feel it. Yeah. I know it's going to like really clear out, but yeah, let me just check the look a little. But I know it seems that we want to a few times. Literally just happened. Literally just happened. I mean, everyone just wanted to succeed, but I don't think it's going to be like getting back to home. Yep. It's been being like it a lot, but I can really pull it all. Like a huge win. But we may have now with the tank commander anymore because we had to tough like the rest of the way. Because I would love to do this here like getting pull it out like a win or two. But I mean they still get a lot of the 200. But I'm keeping it like if they're not gonna keep like the streaking loser to stay alive to carry like the tank for a quarterback, I mean that really happens at all. It really happens. That really happens at all. Alright, so right there. Yeah, just thinking about to look at the microphone. But I know everyone is gonna be really confident at all. Yet I have to see this something that I didn't think. I was like, ready to say, all right, there you go. Who's your favorite Raider player on offense and defense since you've been fan Ralf? One of each side of the ball. Yep. I don't know why I was. But I know that as since I'm a fan of the Raiders, I was really getting interested about Brock Bowers, the tight end, because one of those players that you know you like the episode to watch more, and of course they know about like the greatest thing like Matt Crosby, Brock Bowers, Robert Spillane, those three players became like glue, the important thing with the talent of the offensive defense. And I know that Matt Crosby, Brock Bowers, Robert Spillane, he have getting through a lot. Yep. And I know that, well, Brock Bowers, he became like a very generational talent. And Matt Crosby, he became like the old, the ultimate dog. Robert Spillane getting cross. I mean, those one of those three players that I was like, everything. I think I was ready to say mine will be Eric McFadden and Kelly O'Malley. That's one of those best ones right there because I know that one of those fans that are compatible because they have a lot of experience in mine is getting like really short, but but you know what? This is gonna be like a really shocking at all. Really shocking. But I know it's gonna be like a really business because this has the most like more needed like and the defense. Yep. That's where it is. Before your time. Yep. That's before your time. But between for like the preview between Las Vegas Raiders and the big difference. What happens if the team it's great. All these people that had the great plans to have those blue chip quarterbacks, they had like now because if they wanted to get involved, some of the plans of the last 2 years, he showed out of the great games last year for the slowdown game. So how long it's gonna be like a little get involved with that? Because obviously they show up and everything that they show because this is gonna be like it wasn't good to see how the match went out. And it seems that we can handle rough like a situation along with regulation. But even it has gonna happen a lot for everything. I mean, it doesn't happen at all. But it feels like if we had to something really choose getting ball like a lot of great things happen. Since we didn't have like a more excited, it's just everything. They're like very critical. But another time management should be like really seems like a very spot, especially how they're gonna really pound it at all. Everyone, I understand the position is not one of him. Whatever it is, like coach play for like 1 or 2 years. I mean, they wanted to really feel like very passionate. They're really the ball out for like this week. But they should be like in a really good enough for that. They're gonna really respect it at all. Really gonna respect it at all, but it's between like you cannot really make it look the difference at all. At all for everything. But if you see like a great satisfaction there between 4 hours, Matt Crosby or the lane. But we had to take care about like the Mike Evans, urban, there'll be no age for it. There'll be no age. There was gonna tell it about it. Like this part, we want to get it all like more wrong. So it's gotta be this. So what I'm gonna do about it because like two things you need to take care of all like instead of the book. First and foremost, we're gonna feed more blood mouth for the children. And second, we have the offensive shit. If we work together with the last week against City Chiefs, and the office became very important and involved and improved, we get it lucky or the better to get an upset win. That could be happen. Not gonna be happen at all because we need to succeed a lot of things more. It is it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to get to succeed and of course to get involved. Like it takes because I know it just we can't like the worst team in the world, actually. But if we need to like a real opposite, you can see like at a lot of things that they call it like tank it on or something, but it has to be like a really no. If we want to get an opposite, we want to see Brock Bounce. A lot of things more for production. Trying to report. Oh, yeah, but I think that it's gonna be like a really profit at all. Yeah, it might be like at the fits for the audio. Yep. I don't know if it's real like for everything. But I'm gonna check it out for like the video if they had something to get involved with like this one. So I know we had to feed more Brock Bowers and the defense it should be like a really things better. All right, so I'm gonna check down for like the video if there is no problem at all. Yeah, I can hear you clearer now. I think it's StreamYard bug. The audio fucks up. Oh yes, that's right. That's right. I know it really bugs stuff for like everything, and I know the music is well, definitely because I just put like the background music and everything. But now here we are. Yep. And thanks for like everything for the device. So thank you. So thank you. All right. So I've been heard look at a lot of social media things, but I think there's one like a one guy who needs to go to like the free agency. I mean, that could happen at all because how about this particularly like a weird sensation that between for the free agency coming out for the March, and I think we just have to do like taking over Najee Harris. If you know the guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, next time it could be like a free agency. But I think that if we wanted to take Najee Harris, that could be a good idea or a bad idea. But I know this agent probably they're gonna look at it for the leak out that interesting because he grew up as a Raider fan. He's from Antioch, Tennessee. I mean, if they wanted to go to grab Najee Harris, I mean, they're gonna have to like very inexpensive at all because they're not letting like the Jacobs to walk to Sam Harris for the next year. When Harris is gonna be like really older, we were like 27 next year. But if Hunter isn't available, then the Raiders gonna need to someone who can elevate the offense to help Eden O'Connell, who can really start it at all. I mean, it's very interesting because on one hand you have a prospect who has a lot of issues and a lot of upside with the physical tools. The mental side of the be like a quarterback, it's very questionable. Yep. A lot of the free Brandon Andersons don't even hit the market. Why don't even bother to get inside about anyone if they officially signed with the Raiders? That is right. That is right. That comment right there. That part. Yeah. Because I know that if we need something more athletic, I mean, big arm, good leader, he's the type of the guy who wants to develop it on the east side. I mean, he wanted to step out of the next couple of games. We understood like the start, the next season where there's someone that had to get on balls because that's a luxury. When it comes to the start for the winning games in the future, it comes from to the bench. I mean, everything. And to be honest, I mean, what I'm looking at like very forward for the game, I mean, it's not gonna be like another tankathon, to be honest. Not another tankathon. But if we need to get an upset for the game, we need to feed more Brock Bowers, like I say it. And of course, if we can more to involve a lot of things more at the defense. So it's gonna be everything. 3 things. Feed Brock Bowers, getting more defense, and stop Baker Mayfield runs. That could be anything. That could be everything. But I know it's gonna be like a really exciting about. But speaking about like Najee Harris, could be like a great factor for the Raiders, but I don't think. Oh, there is like another thing. Devon Diablo, Malcolm Coons, Trevor Warwick, and Nate Hobbs coming out for the rookie deals. Which one of you guys do you want to were resigned? That's a very interesting question. Because I know that Devon Diablo, I mean, he became like a great it factor, but it doesn't seem like he really is improved at this point. But between for like Trevor Warwick and Nate Hobbs, I mean, that could be like the 2 guys to get him both re-signed. Because if we need something to helpful about like the defense and the offense, I mean, check this out. I mean, Nate Hobbs, I mean, he became like so much like really important to see how they're gonna make it so right. I mean, how are they gonna extension to go to like the extension of the contract? But before that, he was downright terrible out of the season before injuries. But I know it's gonna be like a really insane, but some of those games he was really impressive. And he gets like a 81 block with his team for arm. But I don't think that Nate Hobbs could be like a resigned. But it's pretty bad coming off of like an injury. Nowhere had to cover like to the defense. But he was never too great at coverage. I mean, he was pretty tackling well. But his reception radio, not too great. Not too great. Maybe it's not like it happened like a more to cover more ground for the healthy. I mean, that could have happened. And he was struggling. Of course, he was in the best position for the slot. But it might be like at a 2-year with a high upside. I mean, not gonna happen anymore. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. But it's been like a great. It's been like an issue. Because I know there's been like the last decade. I mean, they've been downright. We just can't even anything right. So between for like getting real signed, giving like an extension, Nate Hobbs is not one of those options. It's not gonna be Nate Hobbs. Nope. No Nate Hobbs. So not gonna happen at all. Yep. And thanks for like another question on it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that between for like we're talking about like the Raiders and the preview between like well we've been talking about like the winners and the losers of the review of the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of things preview of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were a little bit because, well, it seems that it's getting involved for like the Sunday. But after that, I just saw like a really like too much incredible, to be honest. And I know that the microphone is still good because I know they have a issue problems. Well, they might be seems like they have to fix it all right. So first and foremost, I was watching football between last night, between Thursday night football between Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions. So you know, we wanted to say it of, oh, Rafa, let's change the team. No, it's not at all. I learned a lot of football watching up there. Just like the catchphrase of Brock Lesnar: eat, sleep, watch, conquer, repeat. Yeah. But it seems that between for like both teams, Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions, let me just talk about like the Detroit Lions. Between Tim Patrick, Sam Laporta, Jared Goff, and Dan Campbell, they became so much important to that team. And I think that Antonio Pierce, that is one of two putting like the blueprint. I mean, Antonio Pierce, if you hear this, you need the Dan Campbell blueprint to understand better. I mean, between for like the coaching style, everything for Dan Campbell. I mean, he was like a practice squad member who worked like at a multi-year, multi-million-dollar because he couldn't like it under the season. But between it's very, very important how they much coming out through everything. I mean, they have the best record on the league. To be honest, the best record. The best record. It seems that after the first quarter, because some people are panicking at it all, because even though they had to take a lead, obviously the cause were against them, but they took like a lead for like getting two touchdowns at the first minutes. And the Lions were down 4 at the start of the fourth quarter. When they figured it out, they had. I mean, they drives like at a sack to the middle of the way that they're playing. But it seems that they're great. They're great at all. I mean, the pressure would create diamonds at all. And since I was a football fan, and I know that I'm a Raiders fan, even though that I watch football, but I'm just very amazed about like the coaching style of Dan Campbell, because that makes the decision that no one hit it really works at all, because coaching and defense, it really matters. Really matters at all. But I was like, holy snap. And anyone just want to talk about like, oh, the Detroit Lions are like the Kansas City Chiefs. But it's not. I mean, he gave no fucks. Sees like everything. But they just wanted to like really decimate to get involved. But how much they got like a league on the field? How much? I mean, how into the league that I had to call for like this happened? But if it comes to like the evening, they're really, really hyped up. I mean, they're gonna take a look at the advantage. I mean, check this out. I mean, the Detroit Lions became like some elite to take a lot of competition to become like the Super Bowl contenders. Because if I said it, well, if I don't mistake everything, I mean, Dan Campbell, he became like the coaching for the Detroit Lions. That became 3 wins, 13 losers, and there was like one draw, one tie. And then he became so much important that he just wanted to feel the taste of the Super Bowl with a generational talent. I mean, they have an elite quarterback, great tight end, which is Sam Laporta. Also, there is Sam Brown. It came really perfect. It paid off. It really paid off. But it seems that if they wanted to do like something to succeed, I mean, it's gonna be like at a new level coming up there. A new level. I mean, between like the coaching style and the players, I mean, they have a lot of things to get recognized. I mean, how are they gonna really get to like a competition? I mean, between for like the creation, I mean, people know there's gonna be like it's not gonna be like an amount of how they know. I mean, between for the like part, I mean, the last minutes, I mean, that was like a 3-second conversation. 3 second. But the amount that it taken so much longer the line to get the job done despite losing all those ballots. And I mean, he was just like the surgeon for the defense. I mean, he was like the starter for the front seven, and he really stepped up and he took command on the defense. I mean, he just finished that 1 second later, absolutely seeking miserable on block. But then they want to see like it really knock him out. I mean, they give like it a lot of babs to be like a leader on the field. So, Antonio Pierce, if you hear this, you need to understand Dan Campbell's leadership. That gotta be happen. That gotta be happen at all. But I know that some people they just wanted to get a lot of crazy kind of out there. But you know, it seems that we need to create something that no one's gonna be like really expected at all. All right, salute to Mauricio Rios and Alcides. Salute to you, folks. Salute to you. And you gotta check this out right now because I know that I just didn't put like the background music and hold on a minute. Because I need to check out the video if I don't have a mistake. I need to check out the video if I don't have a mistake. Okay. So that was exactly so that was exactly what I come through. All right, so let's check them out like at this one of the game. All right. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah, I know the audio is very muffling. That I was watching like the whole replay, but there you go. All right, so between for the like that at this moment, I mean, what I was watching of the whole thing, but it came really through and off. I mean, I know that I'm watching football, and I'm not that really stupid. Not stupid, because I know that I'm a Raider fan, but of course I have a like good knowledge of football. Watching for that. And if you see like at a more like the greatness, the leadership, and of course, amazing plays of different plays. If you see like a really great film study, not only for the Raiders, but also on other teams, we need to take a look. Well, those teams that it became like rivals or everything, but it seems that if we learn to do something new, then you probably do. You probably do for it. Go for it. Just go. Just really go. All right. Let me just take it for like just in a minute because I know that's gonna be like it really happen at all. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow is gonna be like the conference champion week of the college football. Hey, how's it going, Snoop Hernandez? Salute to you. All right. So I know it's gonna be like a really thing because how important is gonna be like the championship college football week? Because if they want to have to do well, probably they're gonna make it right. All right. So here's like the schedule, but I'm just getting the ball for this one. So first and foremost, they have the SAC championship between the number 2 Texas versus number 5 Georgia at 4 p.m., which is tomorrow. They have the ACC championship, Clemson number 17 versus number 8 SMU. Also the Big Ten championship, Oregon versus Penn State. For the Big 12 championship, they have Arizona State versus Iowa State. For the Mountain West championship, Boise State versus University of Las Vegas. I mean, those conference championship of this week is going to be really important at all. Between for like Texas versus Georgia, I mean, you got to check this out. Georgia's offensive line have played the best game against Tennessee. They're not giving up more than 19 points coming off into the contest. I mean, give it like something to roll is going to be like really vital. Because especially Texas is giving up for like big plays on the defense. And the Longhorns, they're like first nationally for the few plays for scrimmage a lot for like 20 yards or hitting like an explosive plays around for the field. And here losing like at the defense that allowed like more than 17 points. I mean, what does that mean? Because I know that Georgia is at the position where they comes to like it behind, including getting down 28 against Alabama. And the Bulldogs has been like the most physical teams in the country under Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart, that they had the most physical on Atlanta. It's not going to be like a really disappoint at all. Because it's not going to be like a Texas short field with turnovers. I mean, he threw like a 12 interceptions. He gave like a previous 6 games. But they need to something to figure it out to help losing against the Texas defense. And of course, they have Oregon versus Penn State. I mean, the Oregon Ducks, I mean, they record the biggest win during the season against Ohio State, challenging the secondary. And the defensive line has very well against the run, allowing 81 yards in 5 games. And what does it need like Penn State? They need like intervention from the physical coordinator, Andy Koleski. Has been very masterful using Warren and getting more like at the quarterback Drew Allar. Well, chunk plays it against Oregon defense that is very susceptible to through the air. I mean, not gonna happen at all. Not gonna happen. And there was one play, there was one X factor on that game. Defensive edge, Abdul Carter. He allowed 12 sacks, second fewest on the Big Ten. Because they cannot allow Dylan Gabriel to sit back at the Big Ten for the parts. I mean, they both start with the most talented pass rushers in Carter. Because I know it's between for like the edge pressure, getting like to the Lions it has become something really important to see what they got. Also, there's Jordan James. Jordan James. Very underrated, to be fair. He had critical, but he was part of like a piece of the offense. Yep. They have a solid raw defense. And they was able to make like a different on the heels by the remaining two-dimensional, to be honest. And also, they have like another factor coming out there, which is Queen Evers for the Texas Longhorns. He struggled tenacious pass rush in the first meeting. And the backup Arch Manning didn't have much success. So I don't know if Arch Manning could be like the second or the third round for the NFL draft. Who knows? I mean, between for like Evers and Manning, there's one or two combined like at a complete like 5 to 13 attempts to 46 yards, and those wanted to have like the running game that it can be like one dimensional. It is not it. It is not it. But also they have Nate Frazier for the Georgia Bulldogs. The best way to take pressure off the quarterback, establish winning game, and the play action passing game. He has running for more than 180 yards and 30 carries. It doesn't seem much. It doesn't seem. But they gain like a battling for everything. He just ran for like the touchdowns of the first meeting. To get like more to succeed. Yep, more to succeed at all. And I just wanted to tell you because, well, doing for like the technical issues and of course like some promise for the audio. Yeah, I know that sometimes it could be like a really interesting like a live stream for like in this morning, but I will be back with another episode of Straight Outta Nation. Maybe on Saturday morning, maybe it could be like a really thing, right? Well, maybe on Saturday morning, well, before the game, because I know that I had to go like I don't know, the SEC championship. But thank you very much to having us for this episode of Straight Outta Nation, Rush and Shine, between for the Chiefs review and the Buccaneers preview. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Capitán Rafucho. Follow me on every social media at Instagram, Rumble as Capitán Rafucho. And of course, I'm on my way to 1,100 subscribers. Yeah, probably is going to make it right. So I just wanted to tell you, have a good one. And of course, I will see you there tonight at the Combat Club. So I just wanted to tell you, have a great morning, have a great Friday, and of course, let's go Raiders. I hope so. So just win, baby.